All right. So we're gonna try this again. Welcome back. Yeah, we had some technical issues. So yeah, I'm having a great day. I'm gonna have to we'll just start over. We'll just start the stream over. I had some technical issues. I haven't had issues in a while. So hopefully we don't have any more problems. Appreciate you all for sticking with me. Hit the like button if you're just joining. Thank you all so much. It's great to have you here with me. I know we have a bunch of first timers, so I'm gonna go over how the live sessions work again, because again, these things happen. We're just gonna have to go with the flow. So the way we do the live streams is it's an opportunity for you guys to ask questions about your situations, your breakups, whatever it is that you might be dealing with or struggling with. Here's an opportunity to do so, and you don't have to pay for this conversation. Okay, you get to ask whatever questions free of charge, and we'll talk about it. Now, that being said, okay, as we start to go along, what'll happen is that there'll be a lot of questions. There's going to be a lot of people coming in. I'm about to share this on Instagram right now. So there's going to be a lot of people coming in. And when that happens, I won't be able to get to every single person's question. So if you want to push your question to the top, the quickest way to do so is to make a super chat donation. I prioritize the super chat donations because, again, I appreciate you for supporting me. So, if you want to skip the line, send a super chat, or if you just want to donate to me, if you want to support the channel, I appreciate it. Thank you. You can do so as well. All right. So, without further ado, the topic of today's live session is going to be how to handle breadcrumbs from your ex. We're going to talk about that towards the middle of the stream. So if I don't bring it up, someone remind me, but I'll do my best not to forget. But in the meantime, I'm going to start answering the questions in the chat and in the comment section. So again, if you're new here, if this is your first time, go ahead and put your question in the comments uh, section. The other thing, okay, is that when you're asking these questions, again, there's only a certain amount of letters or whatever that you can put in the question box. So if you want to go into more detail about your situation, the best way to do so is to book a coaching call. And I just dropped the link. I'm going to pin it to the top. So if you really want to talk about your situation, click the link. You can book a coaching call and we'll talk about your breakup or anything at all that you might be dealing with. All right. Thank you all for your patience. And without further ado, let's just jump into it. All right. So, our first question today comes from Astrid. Astrid says, my boyfriend's ex, okay, keeps lying about stuff he never did and taking stuff out of context. They broke up 3 months ago and she's not over him. She claims to hate him, but he's unblocked. What do I do? Well, all you should be doing is watching. Okay. This is not really a you thing. If your ex is still feeling the need to talk to, or if your boyfriend is still feeling the need to talk to his ex, you just need to be watching and paying attention and making sure he's a loyal person, right? You can't really control anything he does. You can't make him do anything. You can't make him be loyal. And so just because she unblocks him, that has nothing to do with his loyalty. That's a decision and a choice he has to make for himself. So all you should be doing is watching. Is he being consistent? Is he being honest? Is he communicating with you the things that are going on? But ideally, regardless of what she's doing, he shouldn't be talking to her. Ideally. But I would just, pay attention closely. If you haven't already, be sure to like the stream. Costs you nothing, and it really, really does help the channel out. It gets this content out to other people. And again, it's just a way for you to support me. I appreciate it. YouTube is always watching, and trust me, it makes an impact. So thank you all for doing so. If you haven't done so already, smash the like button right now. Okay, thank you. Okay, let's do it. Next question from Nicole N. She says, should I break 17 days of no contact to tell him he has mail at my house? No. Used to be ours. He hasn't tried to contact me. Also wondering, should I ask his mom where he is at, where he's at with the relationship? No, you're chasing, you're begging, you're forcing, you're trying to make him talk to you. If he really wants his mail, if it's that important to him, he will reach out to you himself. Okay. A lot of people, you can't sit still. And because it's been 17 days, now you're in your head, you're panicking. You want to do something, you want to force him to come back. That's not how attraction works. The main reason an ex will come back is because he wants to. Internally, he has a desire for you. He wants to talk to you. He's missing you. And that's what brings him back to you. If you're calling his mom asking where he's at with the relationship, that's just desperate. And it's unattractive, needy behavior. Stop trying to force things. Let him be. If you chase him back into a relationship, which most times it won't work, but even if you are able to succeed at chasing him back to accepting you, he will likely dump you again because you're easy, okay? In his mind. You're easy to get, so there's no consequences of dumping you. If he ever gets bored, if he ever finds someone new or someone more attractive, he'll dump you as quickly as he got you back. So don't reach out to him. Stay the course. Victoria Norris says, I saw my ex at karaoke. He kept watching me every time I went. He happened to be right there. The next morning I woke up with a text said I looked nice last night and happy Mother's Day. What's that about? That's just showing interest. Be patient. Wait for the next reach out. Um, so that's a good sign. Obviously, you likely handled your interaction with him well. You didn't chase, you weren't needy, you were looking great, and he noticed. And so to me, that's just a little breadcrumb, which is okay. Which matter of fact, let's just answer the question of the day. How should you handle breadcrumbs from your ex? You should react to your ex's breadcrumbs with indifference, meaning do not get overly emotionally involved just because your ex sends you one text message. Okay. The most important sign or indication that your ex really is interested in moving things forward is that they want to see you, especially for women. If you're a woman in no contact and you want to see if your ex is interested, well, he should be asking you out. He should be asking to get together. And if that's not happening, he may be more attracted, he may be showing some signs, but he's not yet at a place where he wants to escalate things to, actually getting together in person, which is important. So again, just don't overreact. You can just say thank you, I appreciate it, and wait for him to make his next move. Okay. When you don't chase, eventually he will be more assertive. He'll say, okay, if I want to see her, if I want to move this relationship forward, then I'm going to have to do something. I'm going to have to take action. I'm going to have to ask her on a date. So be patient. Every person I've seen that overreacts to breadcrumbs usually ends up getting left on red. They end up getting ghosted. They end up getting dumped again. So be patient. Never overreact to your ex's breadcrumbs. Okay. Diamond says my ex has been cold towards me since he asked to see. Since he asked to see, told him I wasn't in the area for another few months. He stopped reaching out, then told me he met someone. He recently wished me Mother's Day. If you're going to take the time to write questions, please make sure you type your questions properly. Okay. If I have to struggle to read it, I'm just gonna pass you up. Okay, so Diamond, that the way you phrase that question, my ex has been cold towards me since. To me, that tells me that you're chasing him. Okay, because someone's not going to have the opportunity to be cold to you if you're not showing interest in them. So here's a way to think about it. If he's cold to you right now, that means he doesn't want to talk to you. So if you're in no contact and he doesn't want to talk to you, what's going to happen is there'll be no communication. But the only way you're able to perceive his coldness is that you're reaching out to him. In one way or the other, you're calling him, you're texting him, you're asking him about the relationship, and he's having to push you away. That's what you're perceiving as him being cold. All that means is he's not ready to work on things, and you're trying to force things prematurely. So it doesn't matter whether you're out of town or not. Stop chasing him. Leave him alone. Let him be the one reaching out to you. All right. That's your big mistake. All right. Super chat from MS. Broke up July. So that's almost a year ago. Okay. Let's see where this is going. On and off, no contact until January. She doesn't want me in her life. Blocked only on WhatsApp and phone. Been no contact 100 plus days now. She messaged my mom a sincere Mother's Day message, not generic. Thoughts? Again, you're blocked on multiple social media platforms. Okay. So just because she messaged your mom, it depends on the relationship she had with your mom before the breakup. Were they close? Did they text each other from time to time without you having to be the middleman? So if they had some kind of relationship, again, some people are going to maintain that relationship. In other cases, yes, it's a breadcrumb of your ex trying to get your attention. But to me, it sounds like you've been chasing her and she doesn't really have a high interest in you right now. 100 days no contact is a decent amount of time. So good job on that. But again, I would still be looking for her to do more. Okay. Your message to me conveys you haven't really played this right. You've been broken up since July and you've been on and off for a whole year. So she's had access to you. She's likely been breadcrumbing you. You've likely been kind of like a friend where you're not really getting any benefit from the relationship. And eventually she pushed you away. So again, I wouldn't reach out to her until she contacts you directly. If you want to talk specifics about your case, you can book a call and we can get into it and you can tell me what's been happening in the last year. When you say we're on and off, were you on and off as friends where you're talking about nothing and not really having a romantic relationship? That's a mistake. Or were you on and off where you're dating and you actually have a romantic kind of situation going on, but you could never really escalate things past the dating phase? That's an important distinction. But anyway, I wouldn't reach out to her until she contacts you. Okay. Uh, MM says, my ex and I are talking again. We were intimate twice after we agreed to wait. He says he's not 100% sure he wants to get back with me yet, but he's still contacting me every day. What should I do? Well, I say this all the time, especially for women. You shouldn't be having sex with your ex when you're so far away from commitment. It's a different situation if he's been taking you on multiple dates, he's been whining and dining you, and he's actually trying to invest and prove into you. Okay. And this isn't just because he's the man, it's because he dumped you. He has to earn you back. All right. And so when you go and start being intimate with your ex, you're already giving him full access to the most intimate parts of your life and your body. Why should he commit? Right. And so that's a mistake. I don't care how much you care about him, how much you love him. Practice some emotional self-control. If he's not investing in you and you're giving him your body, he's going to keep giving you excuses. And just because he's texting you, guess what he still has? His freedom. He can come and go as he pleases. So whenever he really misses you, whenever he's really horny, hate to put it that way, he's gonna reach out to you and say, "Oh, I miss you." He's gonna come around, hook up with you, and he's out of there. Stop giving your body to someone who's not investing in you, ex or not. You got to be treating him like a new person. So yeah, that was a mistake. Uh, so stop sleeping with him. If I wasn't clear. Pumpkin pie, pumpkin two pie. I'm in no contact about 5 months now, and my ex contacted me twice within 2 months. I did respond to him indifferent. We haven't spoke for 2 months now. Well, again, this is one of those cases where what did he say? Was it a breadcrumb? How much interest did he show? Because being indifferent Okay, depending on what your ex is saying, is totally different from being cold and distant. And some people find it hard to walk that line. So you have to see what your ex is saying. If they're showing interest, if they want to see you and you're still open to dating, you should allow that to happen. So being indifferent, be careful, especially only if they're giving you breadcrumbs. Oh, just checking on, it's a crazy busy day at work, right? You don't have to engage in those types of things. So you give them less. But if they're escalating, if they're wanting to see you and you still have interest, you should allow those things to escalate further. If you haven't already, be sure to hit the like button. Thank you. It means a lot and it costs you nothing. If you have questions, be sure to drop them in the comment section. Okay. And I will get to them as soon as I can. I'm going in chronological order. So we'll get to your questions as soon as I can. If you want to skip the line, okay, I prioritize super chat questions first. So anyone who has a question and you need me to answer your question right away, send a super chat donation and I will prioritize your question. What's going to happen is, these questions are going to back up and I won't be able to get to everyone, but I will do my best. Okay. Thank you all for bearing with me. Okay. Let's see here. Highly protected says, I was blocked through text. Send him a check in email. You're chasing. You're already chasing. Someone blocks you, you don't email them. I texted him again and I was unblocked. Okay. Still chasing. No reply yet. Still, keep in mind, I haven't contacted him in months, broken up for a year, was together for 4. Well, you're chasing. And I like it's been over a year. There's a good chance this person has emotionally moved on from you. But if he blocked you, right? You email him, he didn't respond to that. You texted him again. Sure, he's unblocked you, but he's not doing the most important thing, responding. Okay, think of communication like a game of tennis. You hit the ball over the net, you don't get to run to the other side and serve it back to yourself. Does not work that way. Show some self respect. Respect yourself. Someone can't even take the time to respond to your message. Why should you keep messaging them? All right. And what's worse is when you do this, your ex will resent you. They'll tell you they need space. They'll tell you, I need to work on myself. They'll tell you, leave me alone. They'll be cold because it's unattractive behavior. So there you go. Jefferson. Says Coach Black, we spoke last week about my situation. My ex today has unfollowed me and unfriended me, but did not block me from seeing her Insta. How can I read into this? Again, people react and treat breakups in many different ways, right? So, one, for some of you, if you're posting all the time and your ex is following you and they see it, sometimes they block you because they're emotional. They don't like to see it, it upset them. Sometimes you're in no contact for a while and they don't like it, and so they block you. So, there's a lot of different situations where your ex will unfollow and unblock you. At the end of the day, it's okay. If they dumped you, never overreact. That's in the category of breadcrumb. They unfollow, follow. I've seen some people they block, unblock, follow, unfollow. Like they do all these things just to get a reaction, right? Sometimes it's for their own sake. They just don't want to see you, which is fine. But either way, clearly they don't miss you enough to reach out to you. So I wouldn't do anything anyway. Destin with the super chat says, my ex and I split a few weeks ago. Pictures of her and her passed away dad were mixed in my things. I decided to mail them. Should I let her know they're on the way or just send or just send and stay in no contact? Yeah, you could just send them and just leave it alone. There's nothing else to do. If you sent them, you can get I mean, unless you've already sent them, you can get a confirmation with USPS or UPS or whoever you send it through. So just so you know that it's sent to her, that's fine. But a lot of times you don't need to just put the stuff away, put it in a box, put it in a closet somewhere, And when they want it back, they'll reach out to you, because a lot of times the reason why you're proactively sending these things is, again, you're trying to get a reaction for a lot of people. All right. If that picture is important to her, right? It's a picture of her and her father who passed away. She will reach out to you. She'll say, "Hey, I need to get this." So just put it in a box. I'm not telling you to throw it in the trash. You've only been broken up for a couple of weeks. So just relax. Put it in a box and wait for her to reach out to you. Simple as that. Um, Victor says, my ex broke up with me 2 months ago, but I recently noticed she monkey branched to a guy. She lied they were just friends. And again, she still holds onto my stuff in her apartment. What can I do? Well, what are the things that you have in her apartment? Okay. Because I tell you, a lot of times your ex can see your intentions. So, for example, and I'm saying this because I've seen this before. You leave a t shirt, or you leave a couple of t shirts at your ex's house. These t-shirts are probably $10 each. So maybe you have $30 worth of items at your ex's house, but you're blowing up her phone. Oh, I need to get my stuff. I need to get my stuff today. Well, she can see through that. She's like, these shirts were never important for the year and a half that we were together. You never asked for them. They've been in my house for months. And now all of a sudden, these shirts are your number one priority. She can feel that you're trying to force her to talk to you. So you need to be honest about what is the value of these items that you have in her place. If it's not a substantial value, you need to just leave her alone. She's dating someone else. Stop reaching out to her. Have some self respect. And in my opinion, the way you phrase that question, all right, before you got to your stuff, it shows you're really emotionally hurt, but understand that. So to me, your intentions is likely not the clothes or whatever it is you left at these at her house, and she can feel that. That's why she's pushing you away, dude. So I would never reach out to her. She's with someone else anyway. But the good news is rebounds don't typically tend to last. This is subtly different because it's monkey branching, which is a little bit different from a rebound, meaning she likely started building this relationship before she left you. So I understand there is a subtle difference, but again, it's highly likely this relationship is not going to last. So just leave her alone, give her space for the first time, and let her reach out to you, bro. Astrid, if you send multiple questions, I'm only going to answer one because there's other people. If you really need to talk about your situation, click the link at the top and you can book a coaching call. Okay, I got to get to the other folks. Victoria says, "What does it mean when my ex keeps checking my socials?" Well, it depends. This is an interesting one because I was actually going to make a short video about this. So if your ex is watching your videos right after the breakup, like immediately, think about it almost like, you know how, like, when you see a car crash or very bad wreck, it's like you can't help but keep looking to see what happened. Like, it's a disaster. So a lot of times, especially if your ex is watching right when they leave you, is because they expect you to be heartbroken. Sometimes they think you're going to be devastated, like you won't be able to emotionally handle the breakup. And so they watch you posting things and always sharing things online, and they want to just see how you're holding up. And then the other scenario is when their interest is starting to creep up, when their interest is going up and you haven't been reaching out, you've been in no contact for a while, then they start watching again. These are just breadcrumbs. Either way, I would still wait for them to take a more decisive action. Okay. If you haven't already, be sure to hit the like button. Hit the like button for me. Okay. Thank you. Let's see here. Derek. Derek says, broken up for 1 week, passed from watching stories from a fake account, I'm guessing, to watching and liking stories and posts from her original account. Still not any signs of contact, though, which is on my mind. Well, it's been 1 week. It's only been a week. Relax, bro. It's okay. It's been a week, but if she's liking your posts, that's a good sign. It's only been a week and she's trying to get your attention. She knows how to watch your posts without doing anything. And the fact that she went from a fake account to her account, she wants you to know it's her who's watching. She wants you to know she's the one who's watching and she wants you to react. So that's fine. Let's see here. Derek says we also had a trip scheduled for July. I won't contact her at all, but I feel she contacting me has a time limit because of the trip. No, it doesn't. That's just what you're telling yourself. Relax. Do nothing. It's okay. The trip being in July has nothing to do with the tea in China. If she dumped you, you got to allow her interest for you to rise up a little bit. And that'll take some time. All right. It doesn't matter whether you have a trip, like all of these things have nothing to do with anything. If she left you, you gotta you have to raise her attraction. She has to put in a little more effort to fix the relationship. And so you gotta let her do so. All right. Don't overreact because because you have a trip. Sean says, how do I stomach dealing with my ex slash baby mother, knowing she's sexually active with a new guy? I have a feeling of repulsion and disgust seeing her now. Well, at the end of the day, it's a free world, right? Love is about freedom. There's no control. You can't stop her from dating or sleeping with whoever she wants to sleep with. That's not your place. So as much as it sucks, as much as you don't like it, maybe I mean, you can decide to never date her again. You can decide, like, you don't want to be in a relationship with her. That's fine. But her being with other people while she's single is really out of your control. You can't control that. So if I were you, I would be unreactive. Just minimize your communication with her as much as you can. Let's see. Adita. Ad- yeah. My ex and I decided to be friends after the breakup. Mistake. You should never do that. 4 months ago, and she's an avoidant. She gave out mixed signals. I'm in no contact now. Do you think I should reach out? No. That desire to reach out comes from a place of scarcity. And ultimately, for a lot of people, you will never get your ex back if you don't change your mindset. If you're always coming from a place of lack and scarcity and, oh, I gotta do something. She's an avoidant and oh, she's been through all this trauma. At the end of the day, attraction cuts through everything. If she's really attracted to you, if she really sees you as someone she's lucky to have a relationship with, she will contact you. But if you're always the one who has to do all the work, why would she value you? Think about it from that perspective. She also wants to be with a cat. She wants to be with someone amazing, attractive, who has a lot of options with women. So when you keep being Mr. Desperate and she's ignoring you and you're trying to force things, you're going to get ghosted. Okay. Francesca says, when I unfriend him, he keeps adding me. Why does my ex keep watching and reacting to my stories, even though he's in a relationship? Because it's easy to do. It costs him nothing to watch your stories. That's why I say you got to be looking at your ex's investment level. Okay. When someone dumps you, their investment level goes low. They're not willing to do difficult things to keep you in their life. That's all it means. Okay, because if they were, instead of dumping you, they would work on the relationship. They would go to therapy. They would communicate, right? But all these things to them when they've lost attraction is difficult. It's a hard thing. So when your ex is giving you breadcrumbs, again, doing easy, simple things like watching your stories, liking posts, that is not a high investment level and it costs them nothing. Okay, so if your ex is in a relationship with someone else and he's watching your stories, it means nothing. Right? The more difficult thing, the higher investment is him saying, hey, I made a mistake. Can I see you? Can we get together? That's what's more important. But I know to you, I know if you care about your ex, like it's difficult because you're looking at every single thing he does, but It literally costs him nothing to watch your stories. It's easy. Okay. So don't react to that. Let's see here. Brandy Collins says, I called his mom on Mother's Day. Shouldn't have done that. You're chasing. He answered. He didn't say anything. Then he put her on the phone. Then he texted me Happy Mother's Day. I didn't reply. So he called. I kept it short. Is he starting to feel the pain? No, you made that happen. He's not feeling anything. Right? He's showing some interest, but he's more reciprocating to an action that you took. All right. So he's not feeling any pain. Like you called and now you're trying to play it cool when he reaches out to you. I understand you called his mom about Mother's Day, but if you weren't so invested in him and fixated in him, a lot of times your ex dumps you. You shouldn't be proactively reaching out to their family anyway. All right. If you guys never got together, if you never fixed the relationship, would you still be wishing his mom happy Mother's Day in 10 years? Probably not. Probably not. So um yeah, he's likely not feeling any pain. Stay no contact. Stop finding excuses to reach out to him or his family members. Wait for him to reach out to you again. Okay. And if your question doesn't make sense, I'm just going to skip it. Okay. Let's see here. Michael Burns, my ex girlfriend watches all my stories and we still follow each other on socials. We have been in no contact for 2 months. Is she doing it out of boredom or does it mean anything? I've already answered that, so I'm going to skip that one. Will says, my ex got back with her rebound, but told me she loves me. I paid her rent and her car. Do you think I was getting played? The rebound beats on her, and I took care of her. He beat her. She couldn't see. Well, ultimately, at the end of the day, she's more attracted to the guy that beats her up than you. That's all it comes down to. You think that being nice and buying gifts, see, money will never buy you love. It will never buy you the heart of your ex. It will never buy you a woman's love and unconditional affection. So if you want to know if she actually cares about you, stop paying her bills, dude. Okay. Like you're dumped. She's not in a relationship with you, but she still gets all of the benefits of being in a relationship. You're paying her rent, you're paying her car note while she's with some other dude. Have some Why would she choose to be with you? Like, what does that say about you and your self esteem? That's extremely unattractive. I got to be honest. That tells her, or at least what you're communicating, it seems like you don't have any other options because you're accepting mistreatment. You're accepting bottom of the barrel treatment. Why would she want to commit to you, bro? So yeah, stop doing that. Okay. Nicole, let's see. We ran into each other at the gas station yesterday afternoon. He definitely saw me. I just finished filling my truck and drove away. Was that the best thing to do, or should I have tried to converse? Well, if he wanted to talk to you, he would have walked over. Now, I'm not saying you see your ex and you like freeze up like a robot. If your eyes meet, you can wave across the gas station, but you shouldn't be walking over to him. All of the energy should be coming from the dumper towards the dumpy. So if he left you and he wants to talk, he can walk over. You don't want them to feel like you're overwhelming them with your presence, because a lot of times that's why they dumped you in the first place. They'll tell you, I'm not ready, it's not you, it's me, I got to work on myself, I can't give you what you want. It's because they feel like you're applying too much pressure. So you see him at a gas station. For the most part, I think you handled it well, unless you were like looking at him awkwardly and you made it obvious. But at most, you can just wave across and let him walk over to you. Robin says, Coach, I broke up with my ex out of anger. He left, and I tried to call back the next day, but He will not take calls or texts. Is there any help? Well, this likely just happened. So relax. But I say this all the time. Stop. Don't break up unless you actually mean it. Some people break up trying to force change in behavior. If your ex is not behaving in a way that you're comfortable with or that you like, yeah, it's okay to break up. It's okay to walk away, but you have to mean it. You don't break up and call them the next day or 2 hours later because it defeats the purpose. And a lot of times now they'll start treating you like crap. Okay, so what's done is done. You've reached out, he's not responding. Stop calling. You don't want to start looking like a stalker. Wait for him to reach out to you. Okay. Tama, and I'm skipping. If you asked multiple questions, I'm just going to the next person because I need to get to as many people as possible. If you want to skip the line and you do have a question, you can send a super chat. I prioritize the super chat questions. Okay. Cool. Tamatoy says, if I agreed with the breakup, but after a couple of weeks, I begged and pleaded and cried and tried to get my ex back, should I be the one breaking no contact or her? You just said you begged and cried. Why should you be, like, that's, you've shown enough interest. You put in enough effort and she's sticking with the breakup. And also, you agreed with the breakup, but it sounds like she broke up with you. So not only did she break up with you, a couple weeks later, you begged and pleaded and chased, and she said no. Why should you be the one to? You gotta have some self-esteem, my guy. Okay, and it's okay. Like, understand. Let me say this too. Everything I'm saying is from a place of love. I'm not trying to put you down, okay? But I talk to so many people every single day and I know what works. And if you're still chasing after being dumped, 99% of the time you won't get them back. And if you do, you will be dumped in the near future. I can guarantee it. Okay? So stop chasing, bro. Umar says, I need to book a session, man. I'm always on here. 23 days, no contact, struggling. She unblocked me on everything, though. Does it mean anything? Well, she's giving you the opportunity to chase her. And at the end of the day, you got to be more patient than your ex. You got to be strategic. You're playing chess, not checkers. And so if she's unblocking you, think about it logically. She's taking some action towards reconciliation. Even though she's not ready to do anything, she probably wants you to be the one to do the work, which is common. A lot of people are stubborn. But again, if she didn't care, she would just kept you blocked. So you just gotta wait a little bit longer. Sit in the pain. If you want to talk about it though, you can book a call. All right. Click the link up top and we can talk about it. Uh Ika Chase says, it's been 26 days, no contact, and I keep thinking about adding him on Snapchat. Desperate. So that he can message me. I told him to delete my number. Mistake. Okay. And now I'm not sure if he has any way to contact you. If he wanted to contact you, he will find a way. He will find a way. It's not that hard. Okay. That's, again, that's the illusion of action. You're telling yourself, "Ooh, I got to do something." He will contact you if he misses you enough. H1M coach, you've helped me immensely. Still no text from her. I don't know if I'm gonna get one, if I'm living life to the fullest now. Oh, this is Aiden. Shout out to you, Aiden. Hang in there, bro. Aiden's a client. I like Aiden. Hang in there. You gotta keep displaying strength, my friend. Star Start taking notes says, I told my ex I hate the email breadcrumbing. I told her I was at my limit with the negative Spotify playlist. I said it hurt me. She didn't respond, but she removed them from my site. Respect. Stop emailing her. Uh, let's see here. Daniel. Okay, so I see the super chat from Daniel. Did we? Huh. Let's see here. Brian Viver, coach, my ex girlfriend video called me on Instagram. She said it was an accident. It likely wasn't. But don't follow each other. Is she breadcrumbing you? Yes. Texted her, are you stalking me? No need to call them out in an angry way. If you say, hey, did you mean to call me? She's like, no, it's an accident. You say, all right, cool. And just do nothing. Again, they're doing that because they're trying to get your attention. So no contact is likely getting to her. Just stay no contact. Don't be angry. Don't overreact. All right. Daniel says, my girl asked me for a break because her ex boyfriend came to her house. Okay. She said she was mad because she told him she was dating me. Now she's confused. Okay. She's mad he came to her house, but her answer to the disrespectful ex boyfriend is to go on a break with you. Come on, bro. Now she's confused. She told me she needs time to forget him and come back to me in a proper way. What should I do? Nothing. You should be questioning her loyalty, right? So she's entertained this ex guy in some capacity. And now, conveniently, when this ex comes back around, she's like, I need a break. She's putting you on ice and you're sitting there waiting for your turn. No. I would never reach out to her ever. And if she comes back, I would have a lot of deep talks and conversations about her loyalty because I don't think you could trust this girl. But that's my gut feeling. If you have any questions, you can book a call. All your rules apply for marriage gone astray too, correct? Well, if you're still married, you should be putting effort as long as the other person's still in the marriage. Now, if they walk away and they're not willing to put in any effort with you, yeah, at some point you will give them space and back away. But if you're still married and divorce hasn't happened, it's not finalized, I would still make an effort to communicate, dude. But if they decide to proceed and they divorce you and all that, then yeah, it works the same way. Michael says my ex and I have been off and on for months. We didn't talk to each other at all for about a month and a half. She finally reached out to me and we ended up hanging out again. I wanted her to show me. All right, let's read it. I wanted her to show me what? She tried but lost it again with me, and we were in. Golly, bro. You guys are not gonna keep making me look bad. Type your questions well. All right. So, okay, she lost it. So, one, your ex getting angry with you or disrespecting you, that's not a good sign. Okay. That's a sign that they don't respect you. If they're getting mad, yelling, all those kind of things. So, that's not a good sign. So you're already likely doing too much at that point. Because if someone's pursuing you, they're going to treat you with respect because they're going to appreciate the time that you're giving them. But if they don't value your time, that's when you start to see bad behavior. Okay, so she lost it with me, and we were in an on and off again for a couple of weeks up until today. She broke it off fully with me again. Is no contact a lost cause since it was on and off so much? No, it's not, but you got to really find your center. Because my guess is you've been doing a lot of things wrong and she's been treating you like crap and you've been accepting it. That's my guess. That's why she comes back and dumps you again because there's no consequences to dumping you. You're Mr. Easy Guy. So again, you got to stop doing those things and demand respect. Very important. Okay. I unfollowed on social media to not look at the story. Was that a mistake? Well, you're overreacting. Okay. That's an emotional reaction. Okay. So, it's best to do nothing if you can avoid it, but it's okay. But here's the deal. So you unfollowed, but you watch from your fake Instagram. You think she doesn't know it's you? If I was a gambling man, I'm pretty sure she knows it's you. So that makes you look worse. You unfollowed her to get a reaction, but you're still watching from another account. Which, if she's like everyone else and has an average following, she's like, who's this one account that I don't follow that watches all my story? Hmm. Who else cares about me so much, that's so curious about my life? So she knows it's you, probably. Should I just refollow? No, do nothing. You've already unfollowed. I won't refollow, and stop watching from the fake account. Okay. And actually start doing no contact. You can't be here watching all these videos unless you haven't watched anything and still be making these kind of mistakes. That's just needy behavior. She knows you're the one watching, and so you're not really in no contact because you're still watching every single thing she does. Unattractive behavior, bro. Noah with the super chat says, we broke up a year ago. A year ago. Okay. We were toxic because I cheated. Okay. She took me back, but never let it go. Never let it go, understandably. Okay. Since we split, she stalked socials. Uh, we spoke a few times. She usually she's usually mad, but said she loves and care about me and misses me months ago. Well, she likely still has feelings for you, for sure. It sounds like it. Um, but if she walked and you've apologized, it sounds like you cheated over a year ago. Well, you can't live in that mistake forever. So at some point you guys need to have a conversation. Is this something she can ever get over? And have you actually changed the patterns and behaviors that made you feel like you had to do that in the first place? All right. Can she actually trust you? But it sounds like she still has feelings, though. But what's your question for me? There was no question in that. Anyway, st- uh, let's see here. Jo says, "Hello, coach. My ex blocked me after an explosive argument, so I blocked him back. Okay. Am I making it harder on the healing process? I thought it would be easier this way, but I keep ruminating over everything." Well, that's natural to be thinking about things that went wrong and everything that happened. That's fine. That's normal human behavior. It shows that you have emotions. Okay. I wouldn't have blocked him, right? Yeah. And I understand he blocked you first. I wouldn't have blocked him, but it is what it is. Um, so what's your question? Making it harder on the healing. I don't think blocking him makes it harder on the healing process. No, I wouldn't have done it, but no, I don't think it makes it harder on the healing process. Mm, 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 mm. Let's see here. Super chat from Noise says, my ex has been watching my stories since she dumped me 3 months ago. Even though she doesn't follow me, do I keep staying strong and no contact? Yes. And by the way, it sounds like you just joined. To anyone who has questions about the stories, I think I've answered that like twice here. So, after the live is over in about 10 minutes, you can go to my channel, hit the live button. So it's actually, if you go to a YouTube page, there's the regular posts, there's the shorts. If you scroll further, there's the live videos, and so you can watch all the previous live sessions. So if you want to know about the stories, again, stay no contact. But if you want to hear details, I talked about it earlier. Okay. Thank you for your question. Let's see here. Aaron P just hung out with my ex 2 months after no contact last weekend and had a blast after a 7-year relationship. Then I was breadcrumb, just leaving her alone now. Okay. That's okay. That's fine. Uh okay. Noah says, question is, I begged after we split, tried several times, several. No reply or very mad, yet she still loves me. I started no contact 2 months ago. She works with my cousin, still stalks. What should I do? Well, since you've begged and chased and you've done everything to make amends for the mistake, there's nothing else to do. The ball is in her court now. Even if she works with your cousin, if I were you, don't be talking to your cousin about your feelings and all of the issues. Don't do that. Okay, I know you made a huge mistake, but you've tried to make amends. Now the ball is in her court to come back to you. The only way you guys can fix this or move forward in a relationship together is if she says something to you. All right. So there's nothing to do, even if she's watching your stories. It's a good sign, but I still wouldn't do anything. My ex has been a rebound for 7 months now. Okay. Is it possible that it's not a rebound anymore? Yeah, it's possible. 7 months is a long time. So the bigger question is, what have you done in this 7 months to help yourself heal from the breakup? What have you done to make your life better, to make your situation better? Or have you just been sitting by the sideline watching your ex and what they're doing? 7 months is a decent amount of time. So if I were you, I would be working on making sure emotionally I am detaching from this person. Okay. Let's see here. What do you think of no contact for a second time breakup? X said she has no more feelings this time. I'm in 10 days no contact. We were back for 1.5 years from the first breakup. Well, at the end of the day, what people say when they leave you at the end of the relationship, it's how they feel in the moment. Okay. I have some clients that have broken up 3 times and got back together. Some people twice. I think I've dealt with some as many as 4 times. Okay. So again, how she feels when she's leaving you is just that. It's just an indication of how she feels in the moment. Don't overreact to it. Just give her space. Just bottom line, it's only been 10 days no contact. So relax. Didn't wish X on her birthday, but she wished me on mine. I replied, thank you. She's dating someone new after 3 months of separation of our long term relationship. Yeah, good job. I wouldn't say a word to her. Ooh, where were we? That moved fast. Oh, we're behind, but okay, so here we go. Uh Lumi says, only one of two things can happen after a breakup. You let it rest, go no contact, and you either find out one of two things. But my ex is also still reaching out to my mom. Okay. What was your question, bro? CL, I ended engagement. She was flirting. Was she flirting with someone else? I went no contact 34 days. She reached out. I reluctantly agreed to talk. She pushed to meet. I agreed, but she ghosted. I went no contact for 62 days. What's her mind? Moving on. So I'm not sure I understand your question exactly, but it sounds like you're saying you ended the engagement because she was flirting with someone else. Okay. Then you went no contact. She reached out and you agreed. You met with her and then she ghosted you. Or you didn't meet with her. Okay, no, you agreed to meet, but then you never met. Yeah, dude. Like, again, you need to not be making things so easily. So it's a good thing she's the one that reached out to you. But again, like, if you can't even trust her because you were engaged, this is your wife to be, and she's flirting with another dude. I mean, is this worth salvaging? You need to ask yourself that question before you spend all this time trying to attract her back. Is this even worth salvaging? It shows she still doesn't respect you because she agreed to meet with you and then she ghosted you. Right? She really does not respect you, bro. Let's see here. I don't think I skipped anyone's question. Uh hmm. Sean Says she can be assertive and ask to see him and let him pick the place and time. I don't know what you're talking about. Diamond, I'm skipping your questions. If you're not listening, I should just skip this question too. but I said I've already answered a question from you, Diamond. I know because I recognize your name and picture. Okay. So I'm not gonna answer 10 questions from you when there's other people asking. If you have questions and you need to talk, book a coaching call. Okay. I can just do one each live session so I can get to the next person. Okay, so that's why. Daniel wanna be something. I contacted my ex 2 weeks after the breakup for a coffee. She kindly rejected me. Is it okay if I reach out to her after 45 days of rejection? Come on, bro. Where's your self esteem? You got to also think about this from your ex's perspective, right? So, on some level, I'm sure you think she's amazing. You think she's a catch. You think she's special. Why would she want to be with a guy that has no self respect? So, she rejected you already and you think, okay, in 45 days, I'm gonna go back to begging and chasing her. That's not gonna work out for you, bro. If she X's main reason for coming back is because they have a strong desire to fix things. So if she's not reaching out to you, her desire is low. She doesn't want to fix things, and that's why she rejects you. Because she's not interested. You can tell her how much you love her. You can send her pictures and flowers and roses. You can make her whatever promises you want to. If she doesn't have an interest in you, you will not be able to get her to agree to a date. Period. Whether in 30 days or 45 days. This is why you go no contact. All right. There's a reason why there's hundreds of videos about no contact. It's not a coincidence, bro. Um, let's see here. My boyfriend, Micah with super chat says my boyfriend broke up with me and I tried to stop him. Okay. And then I went no contact. It's day 8 and he texted me saying, just checking on me. I was polite and short. Is that bad? No. As long as you were polite, that's fine. I do want to make things work. Well, you likely just have to hold out a little bit. So, he reached out in 8 days. That's a good sign. He noticed your distance, but he's like, oh, just checking on you. That's his way of just testing the waters and seeing if you're going to go back to chasing and begging him. So, as long as you were polite but kept it short, he's likely to reach out to you again sooner or later. So just be patient, okay? It's only day 8. You gotta hang tight. Let's see. Let's see here. Let's see here. Uh, uh, uh. My ex broke up with me and chose his married ex and blocked me on Messenger and WhatsApp. Sounds like you need to find a new person, which is okay. James says, my ex texted me today if I want my stuff from her house after a week of no contact. That's likely her interest is going up. It's been a week and you're not chasing her. She's like, hey, you want to come get your stuff? Trust me, I talk to a lot of people. I talk to a lot of men and women. And that's usually a telltale sign that exes use to get you over there without telling you they're interested. And then when you go over, she might drop some hints here and there. But more so, they want an ex will always prefer you to do all the work. And you shouldn't. If they dumped you, you got to make them work for it. Okay. All right. So we got a couple more minutes. We're gonna do this super chat, okay? And then we're gonna call it a night. I know I couldn't get to all the questions, but again, like I said, the questions come in pretty quickly and we can't get to everything. But I appreciate everyone that had a super chat question. Thank you. And everyone else who asked a question. I'm still gonna answer a couple more, but we're at the hour. Let's see here. Blue Kitty says, my ex and I just went out the other day, and he said he can't resist me, so he keeps trying to run from me. Okay. Should I continue to give him time or go back into no contact? Well, when your ex is coming back, you're always in no contact until they're reaching out to you. Okay. You're not chasing them. They're doing 100% of the initiation, and you're just allowing things to escalate further. So, if he can't resist you, then he should be texting you sooner or later. So stay no contact. If he texts you, he should be planning dates and asking to see you in person. If that's not happening, I would minimize conversations with him. Okay. So you're still in no contact essentially. But thank you for your question. Let's see here. Huh. Shayla says my ex-boyfriend said he doesn't have love for me, but he takes me on a date and calls me regularly. Does this mean he has love for me still? Well, I would take what he's saying at face value. If he's taking you on dates, but is he escalating and trying to move things further? Meaning, also physically, is he trying to spend time with you alone, not just out on dates? That's a more better indication. But if he's just taking you on dates because he's bored and he can afford it, I mean, doesn't sound like he's doing enough yet. Let's see. Super chat question from JR says ex called after 5 months, no contact about mail that could show up. Went to went to 45 minutes of small talk and I ended the convo. She's still with her new partner. Was this an excuse to reach out? Yes. And likely a lot of times, something goes wrong in her current with her current person. And so she's just testing the waters to see, okay, if I wanted to jump back to my ex, are they still available? There's no circumstance where you should be talking to your ex for 45 minutes when she has a boyfriend. You just wasted your time. You could, I'm not sure what you do for work, but let's say you make what the average person makes 50,000 or 60,000 a year. That's got to be at least worth, 20, 25 to 30 bucks an hour. You just wasted on her. Okay. If she's with someone else, you should not be talking to her for 45 minutes for any reason. Okay. She's wasting your time. She's just trying to, get attention. She wants you to validate her, make her feel pretty because she's likely got into an argument with her current boyfriend. Stop being her emotional support. That's not your job. Okay. The last question is going to be from, who was it? Chef GP says we broke up 2 weeks ago, and she's still visiting in our house and staying for a few hours, and we even pay rental for another month, even though she wants separation. Okay, what's your question next? Adeoye says she broke up with me 3 months ago, though it's my fault. Now she's very cold towards me. I asked her for the reasons, and later she says I should respect her decision, which I did later on. Stop contacting her. Leave her alone. Okay, these aren't really questions. Let's see here. Okay, the last question is going to be from Leo. This is a question. Leo says, my ex contacted me again after 3 weeks. We went out again, but every time she sees me together with a friend, she gets very jealous and thinks I'm cheating on her after a couple of times. Well, you're not in a relationship. So she doesn't get to monopolize your time. She doesn't get to accuse you of cheating. And if you're constantly apologizing for things that you do not do or you did not do, you will continue to get punished. So you need to speak up and set boundaries. We're not in a relationship. And this is just my friend. So I don't appreciate you accusing me. I told her not to bother me with it anymore. Okay, good job. Spoke too soon. She didn't speak to me anymore. It's been 2 weeks already. Do you think it will come back? Likely, yes. Okay. Her not talking to you for 2 weeks is just testing you. Are you going to stick to your boundaries where you're saying, hey, I don't appreciate you continuously bringing this up because it's not a thing? And now she's punishing you, which is fine. Stay no contact till she reaches out. Okay. If she didn't care at all, she wouldn't be jealous about this so-called friend. Anyway, thank you all for being here. Thank you all for the questions. I appreciate it. I know I couldn't get to everything, but we will be back live again in on Wednesday. Psychological perspective said not $30. Hey, I don't know. My math might have been off, but yeah, don't be wasting your time on these people, man. But anyway, if you need to talk, if you have any questions, if you really need to talk about it, book a coaching call and we can talk. I appreciate it. Thank you, Psychological Perspective, for the super chat donation. I appreciate it very much. So I'm looking forward to the next live session. It's going to be Wednesday at 9:30 p.m. Central. Again, hit the like button if you haven't already, if you appreciate the video and the content. If you want to talk to me one on one, click the link and I will see you then. All right. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.